Good morning and welcome back. Let me just change the camera here so that I'm, there we go, centered. For this video, I wanted to share a more meditative message. Nothing really about the words or the meanings, or so I may talk less in this video. I wanted to share more the experience of meditativeness. So as I sit here, I bring awareness into the center of my being, noticing my inner reactions to certain sounds. As certain loud sounds come, I could see this inner reaction of wanting to some aversion, and as I noticed the aversion arise, it immediately dissipated. Sounds of crickets, just expanding what I hear. Acceptance of that car. Expanding my awareness now to include not only what I hear, but what I feel. Searching in my body for any discomfort, feeling a sense of overwhelming calm come over me as the muscles relax deeper. The sound of the wind chime gives me a permission somehow to rest further inside myself. Seeing the wind on the trees gives me a sense of connection as I feel it move my shirt as a confirmation of that connection. With the breath out, letting go of all of the past before this very moment. As a reset. No clinging to any past. This out breath symbolizes for me returning directly into the moment. Flowing with the changing instant of life around us, life that we are. For me, a state of meditativeness, meditation, is directly experiencing the here and the now. Not clinging to the past, nor searching into the future. It's noticing when the mind wants to do these things, go into the past or the future. It's letting it go. It's constantly returning into the moment. It's noticing when there's a slight distraction and being, oh, I was distracted. And then settling back into myself. It's this constant and then Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And then settling into this meditative state early every morning, immediately upon arising, as soon as I wake up. No matter what I'm doing, I turn this on once again. If I notice it's not on already, I return my awareness back to the moment. Hearing the car, laughing, knowing that there may be some clinging. No clinging, just laughing. The laughter oftentimes for me comes from recognizing that at one time I would have lost myself. And feeling the liberating state, the liberation of what once was and what is now. It's a recognition of I'm not bothered in the least. Which is why I can laugh and smile. And when you look into my eyes when I film these videos, you can see my laughter. You see that the laughter is not a fake face I'm putting on. What you see is the liberation from a past self and a settling into a much deeper and more authentic me that doesn't need validation, that isn't afraid to lose himself, that can laugh at himself. And that recognizes that he's not perfect. I spend a lot of time doing normal things, most likely the same things that you do. But the difference is, for me, the quality of my awareness while I'm doing those activities. I practice constantly now, all day, from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to sleep, returning myself into myself and being aware of what I'm doing while I'm doing it. And then a constant recognizing where I am I lost, and then expanding my awareness into all of my perceptions. And sometimes I lose myself in a certain perception more than the other. My mind still wavers around. But what I've noticed, and the reason I laugh so much, is that when you can see your mind wavering so much, eventually you come to the realization and the knowing that if you can see all of the mind doing this, then who are you? If you are able to watch your mind, then who are you? If you are awareness itself and you are aware of a wavering mind, then what is there to do? You're already home. I laugh so much because I've found a deeper existence inside by watching myself all the time. if you will, the watcher. I've recognized the watcher. And that's why I laugh so much. And I don't like saying it like that because it implies to a certain degree that that comes from the ego, but not necessarily. There's no other way to put it. What I'm trying to relay in these words that I'm speaking to you now is a deeper understanding that I've recognized that you can also recognize, which is why I'm sharing it with you. Because my ultimate message is to help you find yourself, not just to be authentic, but to find a deeper layer in you that they call the watcher. Because once you can identify as the watcher, once you can recognize, not just identify, but once you can recognize that you are the watcher, then anything that your mind is doing, anything that you're feeling physically, drastically loses its ability to have you feel like, I don't want what I'm feeling. Then you'll just laugh. Because at one time you used to lose yourself in this sense of, this is what's happening, oh, I don't like it. And when you can just watch it, you feel such a sense of freedom from the whole thing. You feel liberated. Now, is this the ultimate? Now that I don't know. I can't tell you. I don't have this God essence in my brain that I can just and pull the information out. But what I can tell you is that when you are connected to the watcher, which is who you really are, it's hard to explain, but there's no denying it when you recognize it. It's obviously who you are, who I am. When you're connected to this, you feel so peaceful. You feel like you don't even need to say anything. You feel like you don't need to do anything. And then when you notice your body and the brain's habitual patterns acting out its rhythms, you're not bothered by it. And you can see it and say, all right, let's see if we can direct it into a way that is in alignment with the watcher. And you realize that the voice that said that, okay, let's redirect it, is also not the watcher. So all happenings you see as simple happenings. And you can allow things to be, but you can recognize that when the watcher is watching and you're connected to the watcher, that the self acts in a manner that is in line with the watcher itself. And then you laugh because you realize it's so much easier than you ever realized it was. Alan Watts, in one of his videos, said that you don't need to do anything. There's nothing you can do to change yourself. And when he says this, he's speaking directly to your ego. Having you come to the recognition that I have about the watcher itself, that when you simply watch yourself from the perspective of who you really are. Let me give you a key here. And before I give you the key, let me finish my sentence. When you recognize yourself as who you really are, the self, the ego, changes and aligns automatically. And the key is, what in you never changes? What in you, regardless of every situation in your life, has always been there? Recognize the unchanging aspect inside of you and see yourself. So I'll leave you with that. Wherever you are around the world, whatever time it is that you're watching this video, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. Peace.